This program was brought to you by Freddie Mac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness. With the people, products, and technology to take you there, it's why they say, at Freddie Mac, greatness lives here.
Welcome to The Interest. I'm Mike Savino. The mortgage industry is constantly changing, and this week is no different, with lingering volatility in both prices and in rates. In fact, that uncertainty meant originators wrote fewer purchase loans than expected in the first quarter. According to Adam, we saw a total of just under $900 billion in all origination, down 27% in an annualized basis. That's the largest drop we've seen since 2014. Now, experts did expect refis to drop as interest rates kept rising, and we saw that play out. But they expected purchase loans to remain strong, and those underperformed. Lenders wrote just over 1 million mortgages. That's down 18% from the fourth quarter and 12% year to year. The weakness in purchase loan activity shows just how much of an impact the combination of escalating home prices and rising interest rates have had on borrower activity this year. In other news, purchase rates jumped by 14 points, reversing a 3-week trend downward. Freddie Mac says that the rate on the average 30-year fixed mortgage was just under 5.25%, up from 5.09% last week. Rates for the 15-year also went up, but not by as much. The average was 4.38%, up from 4.32%. Both of those rates sat under 3% a year ago. Now, the market rate is sensitive right now, and declines in purchases combined with a rising supply of homes will cause deceleration in price growth. That, of course, would provide some relief for potential borrowers. And speaking of Freddie Mac, the company will play a key role in the FHA's new plan to address housing inequity. The plan calls for both Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to address barriers experienced by renters, aspiring homeowners, and current homeowners before, during, and after getting a mortgage. Although the two government-sponsored entities are separate, they'll work together as part of this plan, which includes rolling out a new credit report system that considers rent payments when determining a borrower's creditworthiness. The 3-year plan also has Freddie Mac working to close the homeownership gap, boost investments in red-light areas, financing affordable housing, increasing renter opportunities, and closing disparities. Meanwhile, Fannie Mae will help Black households prepare for homeownership, decide whether to rent or buy, and move into stable environments. Experts estimate there's still a 30-point gap in homeownership between Black and white households. Realtors praised FHA's plan, saying that homeownership gap is the result of more than a century of problematic practices and will take years of refinement, application, and tenacity to resolve. And finally, a Better.com executive is suing the company, claiming that Better retaliated against her for speaking out about misleading statements from CEO Vishal Garg. Sarah Pierce claims that she was essentially Better's chief operating officer, overseeing all of its business and 85% of its more than 10,000 employees. She was fired in February. Pierce claims that this was the 4th and final act of retaliation after she spoke out about Garg. This includes statement Garg made after letting go of 900 employees over a Zoom call in December. Pierce says Garg ignored company talking points and instead accused those employees of stealing from the company. And in an attempt to deflect blame, Garg continued to accuse those employees of stealing. But Pierce says Garg made other misleading statements to the public as well, including exaggerating the company's website traffic, ignoring internal projections and accelerating the timeline of an acquisition project, and lying about company metrics being a black box. She accused several other executives of helping Garg and Garg of bragging about getting rid of her. She's seeking a combined $190 million in compensation and punitive damages.
This program was brought to you by Freddie Mac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness.
For more on these and all of today's top stories, go to mortgagenewsnetwork.com.